PrEP is a pill that you take before and after sex that stops you from getting HIV. I've been taking it for about 3 years. It's kind of had like a real positive impact on the sex that I have, who I'm having sex with. It's had a positive effect on my mental health, and it's allowed me to tell others about it and educate others about it. I don't think that PrEP can be for everyone. I think there are a bunch of different tools that people can use to prevent STIs and HIV, but PrEP works for me. The thing with condoms is condoms do not protect you from everything. I think that condoms are great and that a lot of people do use them and should use them and continue to use them. The only thing is that there are things that even if people are using them every single time, that shouldn't stop them from testing. And it also shouldn't stop them from understanding the risks, because you can get gonorrhea from kissing or you can get syphilis from body contact. So condoms are amazing, but they do not protect you from everything. And I'm not saying that PrEP does. Because I take PrEP, I regularly test every 3 months. But if I'm changing partners often, then I'll change more frequently. So I typically test in the clinic if I can, but there have been times where I've ordered a self-test online and done postal tests and just sent them off, and the results come back pretty quickly. Self-testing is important because not everyone may feel comfortable with their sexuality, or they may be worried that they may see someone in the clinic, or they may be really worried about the results that they get. So I think self-testing allows someone to do the test like privately without having to deal with any clinicians of any sort, without having to go into a clinic, without having to, I guess, face their sexuality even sometimes. And they'll be able to get the results, and it's quite revolutionary. PEP is similar to PrEP, but it's what you take if you've been exposed to basically HIV risk. You usually take it, like the sooner you take it, the better, and you should take it within 72 hours, because after that it's unlikely to work. You take it for 28 days, and even I've taken it once as there was an issue with a guy a few years back who he really didn't want to use a condom, and I wasn't on PrEP at the time, and I wasn't aware of his status. So I made sure that I did it. Of course, I've had sex with several guys that have living with HIV. Like I've never understood the weird stigma around HIV negative men that are on PrEP that won't sleep with guys that are on treatment and undetectable, because there's absolutely no risk. If anything, I'm kind of used to making men living with HIV feel more comfortable, because it's not an issue for me. It shouldn't be an issue for you if you're taking the correct procedures to protect yourself. And also because they're on treatment, they can't pass it on anyway. Most definitely. I think that everyone's sexual health is connected to their mental health. I think that particularly being gay and being Black and gay, I feel like there are a lot of hang-ups when it comes to mental health, and there's a lot of hang-ups when it comes to our sexuality and how we're perceived, and kind of being brought up with religion and culture and society telling us what we should be. That all has an impact on our mental health and how we see our sexual identity. So therefore, a lot of guys may not test because they do not connect with their sexuality, or they'll feel ashamed of their sexuality, or if they have an STI, they don't want to be judged. So I definitely would say that. I'd say that, I guess, being better with your sexual health kind of can also allow you to have a better mental health and have a better kind of attitude towards who you are and your sexuality. One of the most important things that I've done for my mental health was start seeing a therapist. Without my therapist, I don't think I'd be where I am today. I've been writing in a diary for the last 5 years. Also, I think that sometimes when we're struggling, we tend to not tell anyone about our problems. So I try to make a conscious effort to speak to friends about what's going on in my life, or taking breaks from social media or my phone, or going out for walks in nature without my phone, listening to music. Sometimes listening to sad music, it helps. But also just knowing that I should just feel whatever I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make logical sense. So there's a lot of different things you can do. But I think one of the most important things is not to suppress how you feel, and not to project like on friends or on family. The best way for me personally to prevent HIV is to take PrEP and to test regularly. I definitely think that taking care of your sexual health can have a really positive impact on your mental health.